Are there any like efforts in the administration to really push biomanufacturing as sort of like an America first, bring back manufacturing to our soil kind of policy?
Yeah. There are actually a number of efforts ongoing. So there was a recent report that was released by the Senate, led by this Republican from Indiana named Todd Young. And Indiana is a state that has a lot of biomanufacturing. They also have a lot of corn, which is sort of often correlated in the U.S. So he and his whole team and a team of people put together this report talking about biotech as a strategic industry that we need to be investing in. And whenever you talk to anyone sort of within the DoD or within the government talking about sort of future technologies, they list AI, quantum, and biotech as sort of the three things they're most focused on. So I do think biotech is a priority for the current administration from a sort of domestic integrity standpoint, as well as, the U.S. should be leading at the frontier of technology, whatever that may be, and we should be leading at biotech, but we're kind of falling behind. So I think it is a strategic priority. Thus far, it has not turned into action yet. So, we have a bunch of programs that we're working on, many which are, potentially going to go ahead, but we haven't seen the administration actually sort of take that action to, say, deploy capital in these industries or deregulate or whatever it may be. So it's definitely a priority. I think it's still primarily focused on biopharma and medicines, but there is some aspect of it that's focused around, building a resilient economy, supply chain, all that kind of stuff.
You can just make a biomanufactured replacement for seed oils. You can get RFK stoked on it, and then
this oil that we're making is a replacement for seed oils that's much healthier. So I just need to call up RFK and get him on board.
Make sure you timestamp that and highlight it in the notes. I wonder how the government is.
We're predicting the future on this podcast.
I was going to say, I wonder how they're defining biotech.
That's a great question.
I'm going to go look after.
Well, yeah. I mean, RFK had this tweet that was like, let's see, was it MABA? No, it was something about make American biotech great again or something. So he's thinking about biotech.
He is.
I think definitely from a medicine perspective.
Yeah.
So
and food supply perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, there was a big biomanufacturing push in the previous administration as well, right? Like under Biden?
Yeah. So that's definitely caused some tension because the Biden administration was also very interested in biotech, but for them, it was certainly more of a climate perspective where, they obviously, spent a lot of money on sustainable technologies, however you define that. So under the Biden administration, there was an executive order that said, hey, we're going to invest $1 billion in biotech for, industrial use, for sustainable use, et cetera. That statement that Biden put out around that was rescinded by an executive order from Trump. Okay. So he said he axed that. Now, that didn't really result in any policy change. It was just like, I'm the new guy. I don't want this to be standing. I'm going to cut it out. So I think now the narrative is getting reframed around domestic security, domestic manufacturing, as opposed to the sort of sustainability and climate thing that was under Biden. But, it is definitely consistent across administrations. I think one advantage that makes it more bipartisan is these states that produce a lot of corn are red states, and corn is the primary feedstock for biotech and biofuels, which are an absolutely massive business. So whichever administration you're dealing with, there's quite a strong cohort of people who are really supportive of biotech in the Midwest in particular.
Biotech is bipartisan.
Yep.
I love it.